What's up guys, Toxic here. Today I'm going to be showing you one of my personal picks for a good budget option and a very solid strategy in order to beat Snake Eyes. I was thinking to myself, how can I make one of my personal pet decks, DDD, viable? And in theory, it seems to have a very strong matchup into Snake Eyes. The only strategies I seem to struggle with primarily are Kashtira, Shifter strategies. So struggles against Flu, struggles against Kashtira, but I believe it has an easier matchup into Flu Underease than it does Kashtira. It's more so I just wanted to share the sort of idea, the concept behind it, the deck building concept behind it, and why I think it may be a good option. I don't think it's gonna this isn't gonna be the deck that beats Snake Eyes by any means, but I absolutely do believe that the end boards that it can provide can give you an edge in that matchup. So it's a 42 card list. I tried really hard to cut as much engine I thought possible without completely cutting down the strategy and making it as bricky as possible. The main idea behind it is that there's a lot of really solid 1.5 to 1 card combos with this strategy, most of them starting with Kepler. And you're going to see that throughout the list itself and some of my ratios and why I made the decisions I made in my deck building. Okay guys, so first off, we're going to start with 3 copies of Kepler. This is the starter and what's going to get you to your gate. He searches you any gate on normal or special, can also add 1 back from targeted DD you control, add it back to the hand, so it's recursion, but the primary use of it is solely just so you can get into the 1 card combo and then get access to your gate. Which will then search you your Griffin. We play 3 copies of Griffin. Griffin is an extender as well as a combo piece that allows you to search another DDD as well as summon itself if you control any DD, which then gets us into Copernicus. Now most lists previously would play 3 Copernicus, but the reason why I cut it down to 2 is for space. And Copernicus itself is not a 1 card combo, it is a 1.5 or a 1.75 card combo, requiring you to either have another DDD or another DD monster or a copy of Gate, any Dark Contract, but by itself it does not allow you to get into the 1 card combo that I'll be showing you. Then we play 3 copies of Swirl Slime. This is one of the best cards in the entire deck, honestly. It gets you into your Baron line. It's also an extender, as well as can special any DD from hand, regardless of a DDD or a DD. So it could special out your Ragnarok, it could special out your Thomas, and then you can use them to summon out the Gilgamesh. Then we played 2 Orthos. I was really considering cutting Orthos down to 1 and then playing 3 Copernicus, but I honestly feel like Orthos is a better card in the strategy, solely because it's an extender and it also is the card that allows you to even make Baron in the first place, and I feel like that's really important because this deck doesn't have any solid Omni Negates outside of Baron, and the end boards admittedly are a bit weaker than they were previously because I cut a couple of the cards that would allow you to make some really crazy end boards, but then because of that I found some alternative combos you can do to get a very similar, if not exactly the same end board. Next up we play they're semi-bricks. They're not necessarily bricks if you open a slime per se, or just a handful of DDDs. You can use them as discard fodder for Lamia, or you can pendulum summon them out, or with Thomas, you can go through the full combo, pop Orthos, then activate Thomas to get it back to hand, which will be a combo that I show you later. Then you play Zero Rage and Cerberus. This is the 1 card combo. You need these 2 to set your skills in order to actually get into the 1 card combo, and I'll be showing that. Then we play Vice Typhon and Slime. These are what you use to fusion summon. Unfortunately, Vice Typhon only lets you fusion summon a level 8 or higher DDD, so you can only make Big Genghis. But that isn't too bad because Big Genghis allows you to play around Imperm, as well as some other interruption during your turn. Then you play Lamia. Lamia is for the 1.5 card combo. When you open Gate itself, you go Gate search Copernicus, dump Lamia, and then you full combo from there. And then arguably the most important card in the strategy is Dark Contract with the Gate. This searches any DD during your main phase. During your standby, you just take 1,000, which isn't too bad. It's a bit harsh because I'm currently playing Resmap. In the future, there should be the Yubel Field spell, which works the exact same as Resmap, except you don't have to pay life for it, in which I would replace Resmap for that card, obviously, because it's just the better alternative that doesn't make you play in a time as hard. Then we play Swamp King. Swamp King is pretty necessary. It's what allows you to get into the rank 6 when you don't open Swirl Slime, and I wish I could cut it. Unfortunately, DDD isn't the same as Unchained. For some reason, other archetypes happen to have an easier time making the rank 6 than DDD itself does, which I find very frustrating. Come on, please fix that, Konami. Give this deck at least like one more card to, to make it easier to make, but yeah. Then we play 2 Reese Map and 1 1-for-1. 1-for-1 plays into Drill and Lockbird less, and usually it's people will ash this over Reese Map, because obviously Reese Map makes you pay half, and people will see that as like, if they stop that there, then they're putting themselves at a disadvantage because you're basically killing yourself through that, and it's very easy to crack boards using obviously Snake Eyes and like the entire engine, so it's not much of a struggle for them to kill you. Like I said, this is more so theory than is like an actual deck itself. I also cut it down to 2 because I never like seeing more than 1. I only want to see 1 in my hand, and then sometimes if I open Kepler plus Reese Map, it's sort of redundant because all it really does, it gets me into another DD name, and then sometimes I don't even want to do that because I just don't want to pay cost, and it's sort of dead in my hand. So absolutely, once the new Yubel Field spell comes out, you should replace Reese Map with this card, and then 1-for-1, I feel like could stay. And then next is the hand traps. We're playing 15 hand traps. We're playing Nib, Droll, Ash, Bell, and Veiler. Veiler's interchangeable with Imperm. I played Veiler over Imperm solely because I'm playing 1-for-1, and I like maximizing my odds of being able to have a monster to discard in case I need to just get there, and that's the most important thing to do. For sure, it is, you can change them if it's a different format or you just have different decks to run into. I like Ghost Spell because one of the deck's main issues are Bystials, and people are now playing Bystials a lot more again, so it sort of both works as interruption, you know, stopping Flamebird, stopping Princess, as well as allowing you to make your end board without having to worry about having your combo pieces getting banished. Because one of the deck's main struggles is the fact that its turn 2 onward isn't the strongest solely because you banish a lot of your resources, and after you banish all your resources, you don't really have the greatest of follow-up. Next, getting into the extra deck, this is pretty staple, not much has changed. You play 3 Gilgamesh, you play 2 Deus Ex, 1 High King Caesar, 1 King Tell, 1 Wave King, 1 Zeus, 1 Siegfried, 1 Baron, 1 High King Genghis, 2 Small Genghis, and then 1 Dark. Dark allows you to get into Siegfried with some alternative lines because oftentimes you're not actually summoning back Griffin, because as you see, if you're a DD fanatic, you may have noticed that we're not playing both the field spell as well as Headhunt. The field spell was in order to get you into a combo to make Siegfried, but I found an alternative line that works just as well, and then I cut Headhunt. Even though it gives you a stronger end board, it just, with the way that decks are built nowadays, something that gives you a slightly stronger end board but also can be bricky itself just isn't really worth it, and I just didn't feel comfortable playing that card. If I ever opened it, then it's sort of just, you know, semi-dead in my hand unless I can get into another DD or DDD. And then obviously I found an alternative line that still gets you into Siegfried without needing the field spell. So I will be showing that now. Okay guys, so now I'll be showing you the 1-card combo with Kepler. It's pretty simple. If you played DDD before, it's the exact same combo, except instead of going for Headhunt, I'm instead going for the High King Caesar line. So what you start with is you normal summon Kepler. Be careful of your zones because you don't want to clog them, obviously. You want to add a copy of Gate, you want to activate Gate. Gate adds you Griffin, activate Griffin, special summon. Then you want to link to summoning Gilgamesh, activating Gilgamesh effect to set, wrong card. You want to set your scales. So you want to scale Cerberus as well as Rage. Then you Pendulum summon, summoning Griffin, summoning Kepler. Then you want to go Cerberus targeting Kepler in order to make it a level 4. And then you want to overlay, make King Caesar. Then you want to overlay into Marksman. Marksman effect, targeting itself, burn your opponent for 1,000, and then you want to link 2. Making another Gilgamesh, and then you want to trigger Kingtail in the graveyard to dump one. We're going to dump a copy of Necroslime. Then we want to activate Necroslime, banishing Necroslime and Gilgamesh to summon Flanking Genghis. And then we want to overlay on top of Gilgamesh. We want to make Deus Ex, triggering Genghis. Genghis is going to summon back King Caesar, and then we're going to link off again. This goes to the extra deck face up, into our last copy of Gilgamesh, triggering the effect of Caesar. Caesar is going to grab us a gate, or a Dark Contract. We are going to grab a copy of Swamp King. We are then going to activate Swamp King, going to banish Gilgamesh and Kepler to summon another copy of Genghis. We are then going to overlay Genghis with Genghis to make Wave High King Caesar, and then we're going to overlay with Gilgamesh in order to make our second copy of Deus Ex. So obviously this is a really strong end board against Snake Eyes because Deus Ex can suck up both Poplar and Ash, preventing them from having a card to send off of OSS. And then Caesar will stop the effects of both Oak and Ash to summon from deck. And also, the main reason I thought this would be a good strategy is because even if you get like impermed on Gilgamesh, as long as you have a Dark Contract overlaying into Deus Ex, if their only line is to go normal summon Ash, Ash got Poplar, that stops the combo because you go Deus Ex effect, you're going to pop one of your gates, which lets you suck up the Ash. Then they're going to go Poplar effect. You can't do anything to the Poplar effect in hand, but after they summon Poplar, you go and they activate it, you go Deus Ex effect, detaching 2, sucking up the Poplar, and then they no longer have a face-up card to send with OSS in order to summon from deck. Okay guys, now I'll be showing you the combo that gets you into the regular DDN board as well as getting you into Siegfried, despite the fact that you're no longer playing the field spell. So what you want to do is you want to start with Gate. Gate effect's going to get you a copy of Griffin. Then you want to normal summon Copernicus. Copernicus effect to dump. You are going to dump a copy of Vice Typhon. Sorry for the glare. Then you're going to activate Griffin to special summon. Then you're going to link, summoning Gilgamesh, activating Gilgamesh effect to set the scales. You're going to set Orthos, and you are going to set Abyss Ragnarok. You are then going to Pendulum Summon, summoning back Copernicus and Griffin. Then you're going to overlay, making Caesar, then overlay, making Kingtail. Activating Kingtail, targeting itself, burning your opponent for 1,000, and then from there you are going to link summon, making a second copy of Gilgamesh. Then you're going to trigger the Kingtail in order to dump one. You're going to dump a copy of Necroslime. If I can find it. Yep, Necroslime. You are then going to activate the effects of Vice Typhon, banishing itself with Gilgamesh in order to summon Flame High King Flame High King Genghis. Then you are going to activate the effect of Necroslime, banishing both itself and Copernicus to summon Small Flame Genghis, which will trigger Bing Genghis effect, targeting the Griffin to special summon it. You're going to special summon the Griffin. You're going to go Chainlink 1 Griffin, Chainlink 2 Genghis, targeting the King Caesar. So you're going to summon King Caesar, and then search off of Griffin. Griffin is going to add you a copy of Thomas. You are then going to go Orthos effect, targeting Caesar and itself to pop both of them, triggering the Caesar effect to search for any Dark Contract. You're going to grab a copy of Dark Contract with the Swamp King. You are then going to activate Thomas effect to add Orthos back to hand. You are then going to, you can activate Swamp King, not activate the effect to fuse. So now from here, you are going to overlay into Deus Ex, triggering the Oblivion King Ragnarok to summon back the King Tau, which will burn you for 1,000, which will then let you trigger Orthos, summoning the Orthos, and then from here, you're going to Synchro for 8, summoning Curse Siegfried. You are then going to activate Dark Contract with the Swamp King, fusing King Tau, and banishing Caesar to summon second Genghis. You're going to trigger King Tau effect. King Tau is going to dump you one. You could dump a Lamia for a follow-up or extension. You are then going to overlay and make Wave High King Caesar. So this way, you're not going to be able to get access to Headhunt, obviously, because we're not playing it, but you still have Deus Ex with 2 gates, as well as Caesar and the Siegfried. And that is the 2-card combo that still lets you get access to Siegfried, despite the fact that you're no longer playing the field spell. Okay guys, so now I'll be showing you the Baron combo. This is a 1.5 to 1.75 card combo. This requires you to open Swirl Slime plus Kepler, and then any one DD that is not Orthos. If you open Orthos, this isn't doable because you'll be summoning Orthos back from the graveyard, which is a special summon, and that will lock you out of special summoning anything but Fiends. So to start off, we are going to activate Swirl Slime, fusing Swirl Slime plus Griffin. That's going to special summon Flame King Genghis. We are then going to activate the graveyard effect of Swirl Slime, banishing it to special summon from the hand. We are going to special summon Kepler. We're going to go Chainlink 1 Kepler, Chainlink 2 Genghis, targeting Griffin. Resolve, special summon Griffin, and then search for a Dark Contract. We're going to add Gate. We are then going on a new chain, activate Griffin to search. This is optional, we don't need to have it be Griffin specifically, but Griffin would allow us to get into more extension. This would allow us to get us into the Siegfried line because we can search ourselves a copy of Copernicus. Okay. So then we are going to activate Dark Contract with the Gate. Gate effect is going to search. We are going to grab the copy of Orthos. Here we are going to normal summon Orthos. This was our 4th summon, and so we are going to, Synchro for 10, and make Baron de Fleur. That was our 5th summon. We are no longer susceptible to Nibiru, or any hand trap for that matter, and we are good to proceed. We are then going to link to make Gilgamesh. We're going to activate Gilgamesh to set our scales. This is our graveyard. We're going to scale Ragnarok, and we are going to scale, you could scale either Orthos, or you could scale Zero King Rage. There's one of 2 lines. We can either fusion summon into Oracle, and then summon Lamia, and then synchro into Siegfried that way, or we could take the burn damage with Orthos in hand, and then special summon Orthos that way. So I believe we want to go for the other line with Orthos, so we're going to scale, there it is, scale Orthos. We are then going to Pendulum Summon, 1, 2, and then 3. We're going to go Copernicus effect to dump a copy of Light Typhon. We are then going to overlay Copernicus and Griffin to summon Wave King, overlay on top of Wave King, summon Marksman. We are then going to activate Marksman King Tau, targeting itself, burning for 1,000, and then we are going to link into another copy of Gilgamesh. That is going to trigger the effect of King Tail, allowing us to dump. We are going to dump a copy of Necroslime. We are then going to activate the effect of Typhon in Graveyard, banishing itself, as well as a copy of Copernicus to special summon High Flame King's Genghis. We are then going to activate the effect of Necroslime, banishing itself, plus a Gilgamesh, summoning a copy of Flame High King Genghis. We are then going to activate the effect of High Genghis. We are going to special summon back out Griffin. Going to Synchro for 8. To special summon Siegfried. Triggering the Flame King Genghis. Summoning out a copy of Caesar. Here you can either use Orthos effect to pop to get the search, or you can link it off. In order to save a copy of Gilgamesh in the extra deck for follow-up, I'll be using Orthos effect, popping Caesar, triggering the effect of Caesar, getting us into a copy of Swamp King. I'm then going to activate Swamp King, so from here, we're going to overlay into Deus Ex, which will trigger the Ragnarok, targeting Genghis to special summon. We are then going to overlay the Genghises to special summon out Wave King High Caesar, which now you have Caesar, Deus Ex, Siegfried, as well as a copy of Baron. That is a 2.5, 2.75 card combo, and hopefully that it sort of explains the theory. I want to give some examples of like a possible test hand that you may have through multiple interruption, because I noticed that this deck can very easily play through multiple hand traps. Especially the only one it semi-struggles with is Nibiru, which requires you to open obviously like the hand I just showed you, or alternatively another hand which will use Necroslime and Swirl Slime, and then make High King Caesar before your 5th summon, but that one kind of cuts off your extension a bit early. Okay, so now I just want to show a couple examples of possible test hands that you may have. You are playing 15 hand traps, so in theory you should be able to open one with around a 80 to 90% chance, or two with around a 50% chance. Obviously 2 is pretty much required in order to play through a Snake Eyes board effectively, or to prevent Snake Eyes from comboing off. And that's why you can play both Veiler as well as Imperm, and then just cut the Ash Blossom or side the Ash Blossom in order to prevent getting heated. Okay, so our opponent cuts. Then we start with 5 cards. And our hand is Lamia, Droll, Gates, Kepler, Copernicus. This hand plays through basically everything, I would say. What you do is you want to start with, you already have the gate in hand, so you want to sequence yourself properly. You don't need to summon Kepler, because getting into the other Dark Contract isn't that necessary. I would say start with Copernicus, normal summon Copernicus, Copernicus effect. If they Ash Imperm Veiler you here, you're completely okay. Usually they won't though. You want to dump a copy of Ice Typhon. Then you want to activate a copy of Dark Contract with the gate. Usually this is what they will Ash Blossom. You will attempt to activate it. If they Ash Blossom you here, you're completely okay, because then you are going to activate Lamia effect, sending the copy of Gate to special summon. Okay, those are one of two ways. You can either go Lamia, send Kepler, and then Typhon and Graveyard to fuse, which will prevent you from getting impermed on your Gilgamesh, or you can get impermed on the Gilgamesh. Actually, okay, this is just a better option. Okay, so from here, we're going to activate Typhon effect, banishing to special. You're going to summon High King, and High King is pretty sick because this is actually a spell trap negate during your turn only, which will insulate your plays through Imperm, which is the only hand trap that can really affect you from this point on. Then from here, you will banish Lamia because you summoned it using its effect, and Link using Copernicus to summon Gilgamesh, activating Gilgamesh effect. The only thing that stops you here is Mourner / Veiler, but Imperm will not stop you because you can negate with Gilgamesh with Genghis. Sorry. You are then going to trigger Gilgamesh, setting your scales. We are going to set Griffin as well as, if I could find him, Thomas. Griffin and Thomas. We will then Pendulum summon Copernicus. We will then activate Griffin effect, popping itself from the spell trap zone because we have a Dark Contract in field / graveyard. We are then going to activate Thomas effect to add Griffin back to our hand. We are then going to activate Griffin effect in hand to special summon. Then from here we can overlay, making Wave King, overlaying again to make Marksman. We're going to activate Marksman effect, targeting itself, burn our opponent for 1,000. And then here, Link summon using Gilgamesh. We're going to summon out, you guessed it, another Gilgamesh, triggering the King Tail in order to dump the slime. Then we're going to activate the slime to banish. We'll banish the slime plus Copernicus to summon Flame King Genghis. This also plays around Droll, so if they Droll you on gate, you're okay. You could still get access to, at the very least, access to Siegfried, as well as a Machinax with multiple sucks, which should, in theory, get you there, especially since we have a hand trap in hand. But from here, we're going to activate High King effect to summon from graveyard. We are going to special summon Griffin, Chainlink 1 Griffin, Chainlink 2 Genghis. We are going to special summon back the copy of Caesar. So we are going to search. We could search for multiple things here, honestly. We could search for Orthos to get us into Siegfried. We can also search for Rage in order to not take effect damage anymore. We could search for Oblivion King to get us another summon from grave, which will allow us to have a stronger end board in return. I think from here, we can't summon Orthos strictly unless we go for... I don't think there's any way for us to summon Orthos because we're no longer taking effect damage since we already used Gilgamesh. So I believe we have to add Ragnarok. We are then going to scale Ragnarok, going to Link summon. Summoning Gilgamesh, triggering the effect of Wave King Caesar, search for a Dark Contract, going to add Dark Contract with the Swamp King, activate. We are then going to overlay to make Machinax, triggering Ragnarok to summon from graveyard. We are going to summon out King Tail. We are then going to activate Swamp King to fuse. We'll use King Tail, banish copy of Gilgamesh to summon a copy of Genghis. Alternatively, what we could do is we can summon Oracle. Then using King Tail, we'll dump a copy of Lamia. Lamia summon itself, and then we'll synchro with Oracle to summon Siegfried. But here, I feel like just Wave King is just so strong of a card that 9 times out of 10 you're just going to want to make it anyways. Plus it allows you to keep a Dark Contract on field to suck up with Deus Ex. So you're just going to make it. Activate King Tail to dump. Going to dump a copy of just Lamia, if I can find it. Oh no, we already used Lamia. Sorry. Dump a copy of Orthos for follow-up, and then from here, summon High King, and then that lets you play through Ash Imperm. But of course, if they have another interruption, you could just end with Deus Ex plus a Dark Contract, and that should be enough to, at the very least, stop just normal summon Snake Eyes Ash. Okay guys, so I'll be showing you the last test hand. I'm hoping to be able to open a example where I have 2 hand traps as well as access to 1 card combo in order to showcase the theory effectively, because I believe that it can play through effectively well at least 1 or more hand traps. The only issue I've noticed is that it lacks follow-up, which can be difficult if you don't open it. So we have Ash, Slime, Ash, 1 for 1, and 0 Rage. So, I mean, technically this gets us there, as well as us having 2 hand traps. There are a couple lines with Rage that can also be used to prevent our opponent from hand trapping us, but that is like 3+ card combo, which is a bit more niche, but then sometimes does come up. So from here, I'm going to go 1 for 1, pitching Ash Blossom. This needs to resolve. If this doesn't resolve, then our end board is just not going to work. So maybe they're not playing Ash in the main because it's too susceptible. And so we summon Kepler, and then they realize, okay, the choke point for this deck is Gilgamesh. I'm going to hold the Imperm for Gilgamesh. We go Kepler. Kepler searches for Dark Contract with the gate. Going to go activate Dark Contract with the gate to search. Searching for a Griffin. If we get drilled here, it's fine. We are going to go Griffin effect to special summon. We are then going to link into a copy of Gilgamesh, triggering the effect of Gilgamesh. And if they were to imperm us here, that's okay, because you simply just go Deus Ex, and then you should be good. You shouldn't have to worry about, like I said, it doesn't have the best follow-up, but this board should stop, theoretically, just normal summon Snake Eye Ash, and then go full combo. We could even say that this is a different hand trap, and then we could have pitched, probably would have wanted to pitch Slime, honestly. But if we pitch Slime, we can go Slime effect, summon Zero King Rage, Rage Tribute Kepler, and then that would lock our opponent out of using hand traps anyway. So there are a lot of ways to play around / through hand traps, and then the 1 card combo, the end board should be strong enough to stop your opponent from even doing anything at all. So thank you for watching. Like I said, I don't believe this to be the best deck by any means. It's more so just like a fun strategy, because I'm kind of getting bored of just playing into Snake Eyes every day, all day, every day, locals, Dueling Book, YGO, Master Duel, everything is Snake Eyes, Snake Eyes, Snake Eyes. So thank you so much for watching. If you would like to see more test hands, leave a comment and like, subscribe. It really helps with the algorithm. I really appreciate it, guys. Have a good one. Peace.